Hyperliquid investors are not happy. The Hype token has crashed by more than 50%. The question is why? Who's selling here? Who's potentially buying? Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics, the data most people are not considering, to try to figure out whether or not this is a fire sale or this is a falling knife that continues crashing down. We went all the way from $60 to now $29. And yes, we could make the argument that all of crypto went down, and so of course Hyperliquid has a hard time as well, but there are some things going on with the Hype token that's not typical for the market. Have a look at the Hype token relative to the others market cap. Yes, initially the perpetual futures trading platform got a lot of adoption. The Hype price outperformed the market by more than 400%. But again, the last few weeks aren't that great. Hype has underperformed the rest of the market by more than 30%. So the vast majority of the price decline is actually Hype specific. It's not just the market itself falling. Something is going on with Hyperliquid. And that something can be expressed here in this chart. This is the TVL, the total value locked on the Hyperliquid chain. And while this continued to grow quite consistently, most of this being stable coins that got directly bridged from Arbitrum, that has changed on the 10th of October. Since then, the capital is going down. Since then, there are outflows. And why is that? Something very significant happened on the 10th of October. Have a look at the liquidations. This shows the long and short liquidations on the perpetual futures market for the Hype token. And the 10th of October saw 830 million worth of long liquidations. The vast majority of investors that bet on the Hype token did use perpetual futures. They were betting long, they were betting on rising prices because Hyperliquid itself is a perpetual futures exchange, right? It's the largest decentralized perp future exchange. And so it's just natural to use that same technology to bet on rising prices. But on the 10th of October, pretty much everybody that used perpetual futures got wiped out. Have a look at the Hype price on an hourly chart. We still have our 50% decline, but check this out. This was a single hour where the Hype price declined by 54%, which was pretty much in line with the general market. The general market on average went down by 48%. Still, the amount of liquidations we saw in Hyperliquid was definitely above average. And so now the others market cap tends to just trend down to that potential support. And so is the Hype token. Hype potentially might fall another 29%. The others market cap potentially might fall another 23%. And so since that 10th of October, we also see the open interest. So the amounts of bets on the Hype price declining. It went from 2.5 billion down to 1.4 billion. And since then has not recovered. I don't really like doing it, but that's how the YouTube game works. That's how the algorithm works. Please give this video a like if what you've seen so far has been useful. Thank you very much. An open interest means levered bets on the price. It means inherent leverage in the asset, and that tends to also support an asset price. As in, when there's more bets on a token, the token price itself also tends to appreciate. Now there's a case to be made that maybe this was just one event and at some point the speculative money will come back. Maybe there will be more trading in the future and maybe this is a buy the dip opportunity. Unfortunately, trading volume on Hyperliquid also tends to rather decline now. And there's no end in sight. The amount of bets is also declining massively. So this is not just the Hype token that's getting delevered. It's the entire perpetual futures market that has stopped growing. The most concerning trend might be this here. This is the market maker on Hyperliquid that's inherent for the protocol. It's the HLP, the Hyperliquidity provider, and it tended to make very consistent gains over the months. Then came the 10th of October, where the market maker made a lot of money. It took 2 years to generate 80 million of profit, and then this single day added another 40 million of profit. But have a look at what happened since then. Since the 10th of October, the HLP is not making any money anymore. The past month return is 0%, and that's something That has to change long term. Otherwise, the platform will lose more and more capital, and this outflow will not stop. Now, it's not even the outflows or the 10th of October with the flash crash or potentially the stalled growth in the perpetual futures market in general that's problematic. What I don't like is the tokenomics. I do not like that now the insiders and the team starts cashing out. Have a look at the number of circulating hype tokens over time. We now see unlocks every month, roughly 250 million worth of additional sell pressure. That's now just continuing regularly, and of course the small team is going to sell that hype as more unlocks depress the price in the future, especially given the uncertain future of the perpetual futures market in general. It's not even Hyperliquid related. It's just every perp trader that lost the money during the scam week. Who knows when the market can recover. And so I simply don't like this uncertainty. Yes, the price has come down by 50%, but the perpetual futures market is not growing. The market maker of Hyperliquid is not making any returns. And now the insiders, the team, can cash out, and they are going to cash out every single month from here. I don't think it's a great idea to keep on holding hype unless you're using the platform actively and unless the fee reductions that you get from staking the hype is worth holding it. But if the fee reductions are not high enough and they cannot justify a potential price decline in hype, then I don't see any reason to keep on holding the asset. If you want to keep it simple and you don't want to watch every single YouTube video, try to figure out what's the best trade to make, and feel free to join the premium membership of this channel. I publish a premium update market video every 3 to 4 days over there. So here are the premium update videos. It's only 10 to 15 minutes, twice a week roughly. And with those videos, you know exactly what I currently do, how my portfolio is currently set up. Of course, I'm also sharing every single trade that I do in real time in a dedicated chat as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, then feel free to give this a like. See you next time on YouTube or see you in premium. Cheers.